Morning. I wanted to start this day. I'm on my way to work, and it's a little bit cloudy, and which is normal for Vancouver. But I wanted to quickly talk a little bit about, I guess, a memory that came to me last night about darkness. My relationship with darkness has been really interesting, really fascinating, because I have, through the whole time of my healing journey, I've been aware of the darkness within my own body, but also dark entities around me. I've been aware of them because of my ability to feel, as I was talking about in another video. I can feel emotions, other people's emotions in my body. I know when people are lying. I know when people are genuine. I know when people are hurt. I know when people are insecure. I can feel it, and this has given me quite an advantage in life, because I know, I guess if everybody could feel what I feel, meaning the other person, no one would hurt anybody else, because the immediate reaction would be pain in your own body, right? So it's allowed me to cultivate a kindness and a love for humanity that a lot of people don't have. So I'm really blessed for being born this way. Like, I don't really know a correct term, and I don't really care about the terms. I use the word empath because, some people have called me sensitive. It's been negative in a negative way, because they don't understand me and, just different frustrations about my addictions. But anyway, my darkness has been unique because I could also feel the darkness. And if you want to say it like this, the emotions of the darkness. There's a lot of psychopathy in dark entities, meaning they do not feel empathy. They are devoid of empathy. But I'm able to still feel what they feel. I can feel their compulsion, their obsessiveness, their need to feed on, just on human suffering. And it's not personal to them, to these dark beings, to dark humans, when they, you're either born a psychopath, which I know there's a certain percentage. I think it's, 1%, 2% of the population. And then we have sociopaths who basically are just molded into psychopathic tendencies or behaviors or feelings due to their trauma in society, abuse, and the things that they've experienced. So anyway, to get back on track, being able to feel the darkness has enabled me to reflect on each step of my healing process. So even though I really didn't want to be bogged down by dark entities constantly suggesting that I, take drugs or steal from my own partner, in order to get drugs, or a multitude of things that are negative and traumatic and that hurt my own self and people around me. These were dark entities that were, I know this, I'm convinced of this, because I've gone through the process of healing enough that I can separate what is health and what is healthy, supportive people and entities, and what's really not, what's really negative, and knowing, my own tendency towards compulsion and who to listen to, the light or the dark, right? But the point I wanted to make was that the darkness literally, in a physical sense, kept me not seeing well. When I was stuck in my addiction, it felt like a shade was drawn over my eyes. I think other people have spoken about this in maybe a metaphorical sense, but I literally couldn't see well. I couldn't see well. I couldn't see people's faces well. I couldn't see, my surroundings well. I was in a cloud of darkness, and I could sense a pretty powerful dark being in my space, in my apartment with me, above me when I slept. And it felt quite primitive, quite animalistic in a negative sense, because I love animals. But it felt like it, I guess a bit scary only because you understand there's no reasoning. There's no ability to reason with darkness. It is what it is, and that's not excusing it, but that can cause fear in someone because there's no reasoning. So you have got to, I tried so many techniques. I tried allowing it. I tried, allowing dark succubus to suck on my energy at night, in the beginning of this process, because I didn't know what they were. All I could sense was something above me, and I felt this pulling sensation, and it was frightening. My heart was scared, but I didn't have a sense. I never learned about these things as a child of what was going on, so I was actually allowing my energy to be siphoned and sucked because I thought if I did that, I wouldn't be afraid. It was such a bad time. But what I realized after this experience is that I see now, like, the world is actually a bright place, like literal physical light. I see people's faces. I see people's eyes. I see the plants, these beautiful bushes and trees everywhere in Vancouver. It's one of the great things about living here, even though it's a pretty satanic city, but there's this nature that just brightens my days. And so I realized that last night during my meditation, that I can physically see much, much better now that I have helped myself clean a lot of these major, big, dark entities from my life, Oh, they're definitely still around. But they're like little ones, and I kind of laugh all the time at their attempts to scare me or push me to do something that I obviously am not going to do or don't want to do. And I'm able to laugh about them a lot, and I don't really care that some people watching this are going to be like, okay, this is insane beings around you and the size of being. But there are so many people that know what I'm talking about. They know the major foreboding monstrosity of a dark, almost reptilian, slimy being that is in their world, in their life. And people know when it lessens, and they know that they're able to see again. What was that song I used to love when I was a kid? Once was lost, now I'm found. Once was blind, but now I see. Okay, have a great day.